It's Ash from SuperVideos back for another video for The Last of Us on HBO. Alright, before we get into this, major spoilers ahead for The Last of Us Season 1 and The Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2 of the game. If you haven't seen the show or played the game, this is your warning. So I was thinking about this small change they made in the show, and it might actually have huge implications for Joel's arc, Ellie's story, and even Abby's arc in the future. And I mean, this is something you could totally miss if you're not looking for it. So stay tuned, we'll be right back to break it all down. Alright, as always, before we dive into it, smash the like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. With that said, let's dive right in. In the game, when Joel gets to the operating room, the doctor stands there, and depending on the version of the game, sometimes he just freezes, or sometimes he grabs a knife. Now, in the show, they explicitly have him grab a scalpel before Joel shoots him, and that might be a big deal. Because think about it, by having the doctor reach for a weapon, even if it's tiny, it slightly shifts the perspective. In the game, Joel just decides to kill him. No hesitation, no real threat. But in the show, they added just enough to suggest that Joel could justify it. Like, oh, he was reaching for something, he was gonna fight back. It plays into the whole idea of whether or not Joel was justified in what he did. And then there's the way they filmed the whole hospital massacre in the show. In the game, Joel is just vicious. Every shot feels intentional, like he's making a choice to take down every single person in that hospital. But in the show, the way it's filmed, the muffled sounds, the way it cuts between shots, it makes it feel like Joel's brain just shuts off. Like he's in this trance, moving on autopilot. And the whole thing in his head is, get to Ellie. And that changes everything. If they're leaning into this more justified version of Joel, where he's not just a ruthless killer, but a desperate man acting on instinct, that could have some huge ripple effects for Season 2. Because it affects how we, as the audience, see him. It affects how Ellie processes what happened when she finds out the truth. And most importantly, it affects how Abby's story plays out. If the show is setting up Joel as someone who acted more out of desperation than brutality, then how they frame Abby's revenge is gonna be really interesting. Because in the game, her actions are fueled by pure hatred for what Joel did. But if the show takes Joel's actions seem even a little more justified, it's gonna change the way some people see Abby's motivations entirely. So yeah, this one little moment, the doctor grabbing the scalpel, could be way more important than we realize. Could just be a tiny detail, or it could be setting up a major shift in how we experience this story going forward. What do you guys think? Did this change feel intentional to you, or am I overanalyzing? Let me know in the comments, and you know the drill. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. Also, obviously, the trailer for Season 2 is gonna drop today, so check back when that's out because I will be doing a breakdown of the trailer as well. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.